going on, guys? Welcome back to Caveman's Construction Screw It All Up Service Incorporated. As most people that do any kind of cruising on boats knows, fresh water is one of the biggest problems you have. Getting fresh water, keeping your tanks full, being able for your kids to wash their stinky butts. That's a challenge to get water. So most people end up getting a desalination unit / reverse osmosis. Cavemen are no different. We want fresh water every now and then as well. So we went with the kit that's supposed to be so easy even a caveman can do it. I'm going to let you know if that is true or not. Let me show you here. See the little tag there. Seawater Pro. We ordered the kit. We got the 110 volt single membrane unit. Well, basically because it was the cheapest one they sell. Either way, our inverter, we have a 3,000 watt Renogy inverter that should be able to run this off of our 800 amp hours of lithium batteries, even at the 110 volts. So, we shouldn't need to run it more than an hour or two per day, and with that rate, we should have no problem keeping our water demands met. Or if we have to go out into the ocean and run it, once a week to completely fill up the tank, then that's what we'll do. Here in Key West, I have no doubt the water in the anchorage is generally clean enough to go ahead and run the Watermaker and probably shouldn't have too much problems. I might have to clean the filters once a week or whatever, but I'm not scared of that. But alright, let's get into it. You can see I'm laying out everything on the table, going over the booklet here. Just trying to get all of it lined out. I've got a pretty small area in the engine room. I'm trying to stick it beside the engine on one wall. So we're just gonna get after it. I'm gonna get it all kind of mocked up out here and then start mounting and hanging stuff in the engine room and get it all put together and see what happens. Hello there. Working on the Watermaker install, but I wanted to show a little bit of the engine real quick. I don't know if I went over it or not, but there she is. 4 cylinders of Fury, the mighty 80 horsepower Ford Lehman. Got her all lined up. I still just need to do something for the forward motor mounts. The back motor mounts are in and bolted down. I've got the shift linkage on. I've got the kill cable hooked up, and I've got the accelerator cable hooked up. I had to make a homemade bracket here for the accelerator cable. I just had to extend the factory bracket over to get a better angle on that for the throttle. And then the kill cord's pretty good where it's at. Don't laugh at me here, but I had to. The Ford did not come with a new wiring harness. Each wire that was on there was just cut off at like a foot long. Had no idea. I looked up the Ford schematics, and the wires on here didn't match the color for the wires in the Ford schematics. So I did what I could with the old Thornycroft wire harness, and I was able to get temperature out of that. But seeing how I switched over to my one wire self-exciting alternator, I can't get the volts or amps or whatever, which I'm not that worried about that. I can see that through my charge controller. But oil pressure was the next thing. and I couldn't get that through the wire harness, so I just went to AutoZone and bought an aftermarket gauge and the copper cable kit. And you can see for now I just got my oil pressure gauge coming up here. There it is, stuck through to where I can see it from out there where I control everything. And I've got a longer piece of copper tubing coming, so I can actually route it properly and install that gauge up there with the rest of the gauges and have an actual mechanical gauge instead of electronic. But yeah, here we go. We're putting the water maker on that wall. Damien, very carefully, those 3 filters that are all together, bring those up in the cockpit to me. I'm sorry, bro. How you doing down there, guys? Hope that didn't give you a headache. Alright guys, just trying to set my filters up here. Made me realize I ain't got enough space on this one wall for everything. And it's alright, it don't all have to go on the one wall. Boy! Oh, really? That's sweet. I figure I get the filters there. Of course, the sea strainer and the boost pump will be going under the lavatory and our head. Got these filters mounted here. I want to mount the membrane and the high pressure pump on that wall. And then I'm going to have the high pressure side, of course, coming out that end because our water tank is right on the other side of that wall. So I'll just have to go out of there, kind of down and over through the wall and tie it into the water tank. So we'll get there. Got the filters a little crooked mounted there, but if you close one eye and drink like a 12-pack and then don't look at it, it looks straight. Okay, filters are mounted. Okay, so I got this part in place. From under the sink, through to the filters, through the filters, out, around to the big boy pump, out of the big boy pump, through the membrane,
Is that the name now?
to the tank. Well, that's the big boy pump.
So that's the name now.
What?
So that's the name for it?
For what?
The pump?
What?
Big boy pump? Is that the name now?
Why not?
He's just intimidated by the word big.
You got something better to call it?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Pump.
There's 2 pumps in this system, dude.
The first pump and the second pump.
No.
What's it called? Average pump.
It's the boost pump and the pressure pump.
So why don't you call it the boost pump?
Because this is the boost pump.
So why don't you call it the pressure pump?
Why you gotta argue about everything? See, there's a second kid in what, like 10 minutes trying to get slapped. Y'all see what I'm dealing with here? What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, you got any thoughts on the matter?
Yeah. Maybe the reason why they
He doesn't have
don't
any
put it.
thoughts in general.
Maybe the reason they don't put it is because just for simplification for normal people.
Don't put what?
Simplification for normal people, putting a simple name.
What's the simple name?
I don't know. Because they're arguing about the name, I guess.
A
Dude,
simple
big
name
boy
is boost
pump
pump.
is pretty simple.
Right there. Simplification.
Exactly. What? So he's gonna be one of those
Yes,
scientists. to make
I
like an
simplified
18-year
it.
long name. He's gonna be one of those scientists like discovering new animals. Gonna be like an 18-year.
Yeah,
long
use a
name.
nephalopod, Adonimus, Hyptimo, Chronicles, Sagittarium, Negotiable, Hermapher, Monkeydite.
Yeah.
And it's just a worm. Yeah, y'all see what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. Alright, what? Yeah, I gotta get the big old pump in where so that goes out of sink, water
I
comes
thought it was the
in.
big boy pump, not the big old pump.
What's up, folks? I was giving an update along the Watermaker install here. Got all the major components hung here in the engine room / garage. I'll show y'all now. I just got to run all the lines and put in like the gauges and the pressure regulator and stuff, but the three main components are hung. Got the filters here. Of course, the boost pump and the sea strainer is gonna be right in there under the sink. It's gonna come through that wall over into the filters, come out of the filters up into the pressure pump, out of the pressure pump right into the membrane. Membrane's gonna run over, down, and through to the water tank. But looking good so far, I think.